Britanska umjetnica iračkog porijekla Lina Ogaily predstavila se na Cetinju samostalnom izložbom Paralelna stvarnost. Postavku je u Centru za kulturu otvorila crnogorska akademska slikarka Jelena Vušurović. Nalazimo se u izložbenom prostoru Centra za kulturu prijestolnice Cetinje. Ovdje je sinoć otvorena izložba britanske umjetnice Line Ogaily, koja je, zahvaljujući poznanstvu sa Jelenom Vušurović, došla u Crnu Goru i izložila svoje radove na Cetinju. Ova izložba se zove Paralelna stvarnost. I upravo će to biti i naše prvo pitanje. Koliko je tih paralela koje Lina vuče i na što se one tačno odnose?
I actually believe that we all live a dual reality in our lives. We all feel the physical world that we all share. Everyone obviously is aware of their own reality, but deep down inside we all have somewhere in our minds that we would like to run away to. And this is the parallel world that we all adopt either on a daily basis or on some level or during a certain phase in our lives. For me, this is certainly the case. It's where I draw my inspiration from. My inner world, in my mind and my soul, is my parallel reality. It's where I prefer to imagine, it's where I prefer to live a certain way of life that allows me to be free with my ideas, with my imagination, to feel how I want to feel, to be who I want to be, to reimagine things that happened in the past and to try and reshape in one way or the other the past, at least in my own mind. This gives me comfort, it gives me hope, it allows me to reach a subconscious level of my mind, which is, for me, the most important thing when I paint, because I actually draw my inspiration and I begin painting and everything is happening in an improvised way. And this is where I prefer to draw my ideas from, because for me, I believe that this is where the true honesty from the artist lies. When you overthink things, when you make sketches, when you try to do multiple works before you start making the original work, it somehow it loses its value because the feeling comes in that moment and you have to grab that moment when it comes. And it's a beautiful thing when you actually can create something without even thinking about it, because the mind is so powerful. We always underestimate the power of our mind. It can achieve so many things, especially if you allow yourself to go into that subconscious state of mind. So this is my parallel reality, and it has a very strong pull on me, much stronger than the real world, the real reality, because it makes me live and reach to the places where I long to be. I can live through the nostalgia that I feel inside, to my homeland, to my memories, to my childhood. And this is where all my art comes from.
Gdje je stvarnost? U našem sjećanju, u ljubavi, u novcu? Gdje je u stvari ta stvarnost koju mi živimo?
I really believe that we live multiple realities at the same time. You cannot say that reality lies in only one of those fields, let's say. The reality in art is emotional. It's about the space, the memory, the feeling. And even though sometimes making art is painful, for example, the feelings behind making that art are real. So this is a reality. The reality in love, I believe that was also part of the question. That reality is invisible. It's about connection, it's about trust, it's about vulnerability. We can also go through pain when we fall in love, but that feeling is also real. It's not imagined, it's what we feel, and that is a reality in itself. The reality in memory is a blurred reality. It's not something clear because you're relying on a space in time that happened some time ago. And again, it's about the feeling it gives you. That feeling is real. Therefore, that's another reality that we have. When it comes to money, money is a transactional reality. It creates opportunities, but it also creates limitations. And it does not create the essence of who we are. It's something that's passing. So these are all realities. And it doesn't matter if in one moment in time you rely on one reality or the other. They are all part of our existence. They are all part of our being. It's what makes us human.
Ljudi koji su primorani, a danas su mnogi primorani u Crnoj Gori, u svijetu, da mijenjaju svoj dom, mjesto boravka, neki odlaze zato što moraju, neki zato što žele. I onda se postavlja pitanje gdje je njihov dom?
I feel that home is such a personal aspect in each of us, and we all perceive it in a different way. And it's not about your physical location. It's not about where you are. It's not about having four walls around you and a roof over your head. If you're not living, let's say, in your own country, on your own land, and you're uprooted and you have to move somewhere else, a lot of people succeed in creating a home, and many other people spend a lifetime looking for a home because they believe that it's about having four walls and a roof and feeling like this is their place, this is where they belong. I've lived the life of a nomad, an expat all my life. I've never actually lived somewhere where I belong. The important thing for me is to feel home in what surrounds me. A home can be a tune. A home can be an aroma. A home can be your mother's cooking. It can be images that we keep in our mind, uphold, memories that feel so close to us, like they are happening yesterday or near to this time. And these instances, when we feel them, when we smell them, when we hear them, when we touch them, it's not impossible to feel home, even if you're sitting on the ground somewhere. A home is where you feel it inside your heart. It's about a person's contentment, how content they feel with what they have, how grateful they are for what they hold in their hand now, how grateful they are for their health, their family around them, being surrounded with those who love them. There are a lot of people who resist, and the more you resist, because you're not comfortable where you are, because you feel alienated, you feel like you don't belong in this community, you can create your own home quite easily. But if you keep resisting because you're more focused on the physical aspects around you, you will spend a lifetime just chasing a dream when actually it's at your hand's reach. You don't have to go that far to look for it.
Koliko su danas žene više na gubitku od muškaraca u savremenom životu? I jesu li?
That's a very interesting question, actually. I think women have, they've woken up to the fact that they don't have to fight so hard anymore. Women realize their rights now. Women are a lot stronger than they used to be. Let's say in the last 10 years, there's been a great shift in mental power, internal power. Women have found their voices. They no longer hide in men's shadows. And believe it or not, this is even happening in the Middle East, for example, which a lot of people till now have a prejudice against, thinking that women are still in the shadows, women don't have a voice. That's changed a lot. Women are a lot stronger, they know what they want, they persevere, they fight for what they know that they can get and achieve, and what they feel they have the right to. And we're seeing more and more women rise up to more powerful positions. They have higher status. We're starting to see a lot more women in politics. A lot of women artists are making a success when once upon a time it was only men who were dominating the art world. We have famous women architects. There's a lot of discoveries being made by female doctors. So as a woman, I really feel proud that there has been a big change, there's been a great shift in this world where women can finally trust their own visions. They can trust their own strength. They don't have to fight for validation anymore. They know what they can achieve. They know their own capacity. And they know that they don't have to stand down against anybody. And this has been long in the waiting. You know, this should have happened a long time ago, but I feel privileged that I'm living in this time now where such a revolution has occurred.
Vidimo ovdje neke ženske likove. Danas se dosta govori o ženama i o ženskoj energiji. Interesuje me što predstavljaju ovi likovi i kakva je sudbina žene danas. Da li je žena danas i dalje na gubitku više nego muškarac?
In my collections, in my work, the women can represent different aspects of my own journey, and also women that I've actually never met, but whose voices I carry within me. It's one of the great tributes to women, that you can paint their or tell the story of their strength, their silence, and their resilience. It's the beauty of the many layers of being a woman. And I think that as a woman, as someone who has great empathy, a great gift in feeling people's energy, I feel almost like it's my responsibility to represent these women that reflect myself and all my other sisters around the world. It's a solidarity. It's voicing every woman's cry, every woman's success, every woman's tears, every woman's smile and happiness. Telling stories about love, about family, about motherhood. Everything is connected to the woman. You remove the woman, you have nothing. So it's where I find my strength. It's where I believe I can be the most honest in my art, because I'm not creating something I'm not familiar with. I feel it, I live it. I've lived it for many, many years. And I've witnessed so many stories, so many incidents, and lived through the memory of the previous generations as well, especially from my homeland, remembering my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, their stories, the parts of their lives that were the happiest, the parts of their lives that were challenging, what made them laugh, what made them worry. So these are all, it's like a network of emotions, memories, ideas, thoughts that all come together and create the composition for any piece of work.
Kako ste upoznali Jelenu i kako ste došli na ideju da dođete u Crnu Goru? Sa svojim slikama, naravno.
Jelena and I met about 4 years ago in Albania. We were both at one art residence. We kind of spotted each other from a distance, and we both kind of knew that we both wanted to connect and talk to each other. It's not often that you have this feeling. It's just instinctive. We got to know each other, and over the years, over the past 4 years, we meet at least once a year, if not 2 or 3 times. And we're always together in the space and the venue of the arts. We're painting together, we're exhibiting together, we're sharing time, we're eating lunch and breakfast and dinner together, we dance together in the evenings, you know, the activities of art residencies. And the bond grew over time as we got to know each other better. And there was one event, I think about 2 years ago, when with another couple of colleagues in one art residency, we ended up in a children's playground. And we just lived for half an hour, 40 minutes, we lived our childhood between swings and trampoline and slides. We felt like we were little girls again. And I think the bond grew stronger from there. And we started talking about collaborating. I went to one art residency that Jelena organizes in Bosnia and Bardacha. And yeah, I was one of her artist guests there, and we shared a beautiful time. We got much closer during those days. And every time we're together, we discover more and more things that link us together. And the whole idea of the thought of coming to Montenegro started from the idea that Jelena wanted to share her home, her world with me. She wanted to bring me into that world to see her reality. And then the idea of collaborating on one art exhibition started. And we decided to make an exhibition out of it. She said to me, Lina, bring your work to Montenegro, come and stay at my house, be with my family, see my world, and let's show your art to Montenegro. And we had spoken about it last year, but in one way or the other, I believe that it really was destiny that made me come this year at this time in this place. And I just feel like this was the perfect moment for this to happen now. not last year, not next year. It just feels like everything here was meant to be now.
Kako ste doživjeli Crnu Goru kad upoređujete London, grad višemilionski grad, sa ovako malim mjestima kakva su u Crnoj Gori? Kakav je to bio osjećaj uopšte?
Life in London is overwhelming. It's full of action. It's very fast. It's full of mental data coming at you from every direction. You have to be so alert. You have to be very strong, fast, witty, smart, and you have to fight. Not in the physical sense, but in the mental sense. You're always having to be one step ahead. There's a great sense of power in the capital, in London. And it's a fascinating place to be, full of galleries, museums, a world-class creativity, artist, talent. There's so much competition. For artists, it's very challenging to find a platform to be heard, to have your voice heard, which is good in a sense that it makes you fight, work hard, persevere.
You grow up.
You grow. You have to build your confidence. You have to have claws. And this is all great, but for an artist, it's emotionally and mentally exhausting. For me personally, I tend to live the life, my life is very solitary. I grasp my energy from the silence around me, from the empty space around me. I need to be alone for a number of hours a day to be able to focus on my own world, to listen to the voice inside of me. And there is a contrast. There's a contrast of when I'm home and when I'm out. And it's always a struggle. I should be out there because I'm an artist and I have to expose myself to the outside world. I have to be out meeting and networking. Yet I tend not want to leave my studio because I'm very attached to my studio, and I always worry that if I step out, it's going to drain my energy and I'm not going to have anything left to come back and make me work. So we're always trying to find a balance. As artists, we're always trying to find a balance in a place like London. Coming to Cetinje, within the first minute or 2 minutes of stepping into town, I felt a shift in energy immediately. And I was discussing this with the locals here. I don't know what it is about this city or this, I can't call it town because it is city, but as I see, because I've always been to bigger cities. For me, it's the ideal mini world that any artist would love to be able to stay in and draw upon that energy. It's so inspiring, and it's got its own kind of energy. It's a driving energy, but it's calm. It doesn't overwhelm you. It doesn't make your heart race. It calms you down. You just feel at peace, and you're surrounded with all this beauty, all these amazing museums and galleries that you have around here. And the whole city is like a little museum. You don't have to travel far. You know, you walk 10 minutes and you can reach from one side to the other. It's my kind of world. And I'm sorry that I haven't discovered it earlier. It's been a true pleasure to visit this city and learn so much about it and experience the magic that it has. It's very subtle. It's something that you feel. You either feel it or you don't. And I feel very privileged that I got the chance now to be here, to exchange with the locals, with the people. It was an amazing experience last night at the opening of the exhibition, to see people's reaction to the art, to be able to connect and bridge through to other people from a different society with a different cultural background. And to be united through art. That's why art is so powerful. It doesn't matter that you speak the same language. It doesn't matter where you're from or how old you are. There's always room for connection. And in art, this is the basis. This is the foundation of art. It's all about human connection. Because if you're not connecting with other humans, somehow you have nothing to paint about, or to tell a story about, or to write music for.
U ovoj prostoriji na ovoj izložbi imamo samo jednu sliku koja odskače. Malo o njoj.
I would say that's not a coincidence. Somehow, on a subconscious level, I purposely included one colorful painting in this exhibition. Up to the year 2010, my work was completely different. I was using all the colors of the rainbow. My colors were very vibrant and bright. And due to certain events after 2010, I lost touch with the color. As an artist, it's very important for me to paint with honesty, to feel what you're painting, to feel the color that you're putting on the canvas. And I was always connected with colors. I lost that connection. After that, I stopped feeling the colors. If I try to put the reds or the greens, I feel that there's something wrong. So I remove them, or I cover them in black. And then my colors started to be a lot more monochromatic, tending to go either to black and white or the gray tones in between, but always representing one simple color. It wasn't until 2019, on a trip to Marrakesh in Morocco, I spent a few days there, and somehow I was inspired to adopt the colors of the city. But believe me, this was also on a subconscious level, because when I started to work on this piece, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. All I knew was that I needed to use this orange in that moment. And somehow the colors, the brighter colors, started to emerge. And at that period of time, I felt good. I felt that this is meant to be produced this way. And I came up with this composition, again, very improvised, very subconsciously. And actually, it wasn't until I finished painting and I sent this a photo of this work to a colleague of mine who lives in Morocco, just to say, you know, I went to Morocco and I came up with this painting. And she told me, do you know that you actually painted the map of Morocco?
Really?
And I said, you're joking, right? And she said, no, it's true. If you look at it, this is the map of Morocco. I had no idea because, geographically I know where Morocco is, but I can't remember the shape of Morocco on the map. But like I said, it all goes back to the power of the mind, how much you retain information and where that information stays, on what level in your memory. And this remained as, I think, the only bright piece that I did between that time and now. I don't remember going back and painting these bright colors again. So I really believe that this painting belonged in this collection, just because it was part of my parallel reality.
Lina Ogaily je istaknuta vizuelna umjetnica rođena 1973. godine u Kuvajtu, koja danas živi i stvara u Londonu. U svom radu spaja uticaje istočne i zapadne umjetnosti, stvarajući prepoznatljiv stil u kojem se apstraktne forme, geometrijski oblici i emotivna dinamika boja pretaču u apstraktne pejzaže i portrete. Navodi se u katalogu za najavu izložbe koja je održana na Cetinju.